I must admit, I do feel somewhat silly to have dismissed K-pop so early on. I remember tweeting something a bit silly about how it was essentially just manufactured pop music coming from the eastern side of the world as opposed to getting the manufactured pop music that we get in the western side of the world. And I think one of the determining factors as to why I dismissed it so early on was definitely the stans and the hardcore fan base that flood all over social media, acting like, you know, everything that K-pop represents is like amazing, and everything that the K-pop artists do on stage, they're dancing, they're singing, they're amazing talents. It just got a bit overbearing, and it's honestly getting a bit more annoying as time goes on. But one thing you should never really do is let the fan base of an artist or anything, a movie, a book, anything, just determine your opinion on that said piece of art, because you're fighting a losing battle straight away. I mean, there's always going to be people that have really strong opinions about things, and you kind of just got to let it be sometimes. But you should really just focus on what the art is for what it is. And I've got to say, what Loona are doing here, I'm incredibly impressed with. It was requested fairly recently from someone in the comments to check Loona out and maybe even review Loona. I thought, why not? What's there to lose? And yeah, this is actually a really good EP, and probably the best EP I've heard so far in 2020. They're just incredibly good at crafting a pop tune. Like, there is no really way of denying it, honestly. Like, some of these tracks are produced so bloody well. The singing is on point. There's such a sharpness to the performances. There are so many members, though, that I couldn't even pinpoint what any particular member does or any differences in voices or anything like that, because of course the language barrier is going to be an issue for anyone in the Western world unless you just learn the language, of course. And honestly, I couldn't even tell you what any of the members do. There's so many people in this band that I couldn't really say who does what, but I think collectively whatever they all bring to the table clearly is doing something very well. There's such a great amount of personality coming out of the vocals as well, which is something I'm always all for. And it's impressive to me, because obviously I can't understand what they're saying most of the time, but it doesn't really change the fact that some of these tracks, especially like number one, is so much better than some of the tracks that get huge in the Western world, like in the UK and the US. It's become way more popular now to just drawl out your vocals and sing in a bit of a monotonous tone, and I think it really lacks a lot of energy that I think pop music really strongly needs. Obviously, every now and then there's a great song that can come from that, but it's a style that's going to wear out fairly quickly. And honestly, the meteoric rise of K-pop, I think, is because of the lack of personality that comes out of some pop artists over in the US, over in the UK. The track So What is such a smasher of a girl group pop jam. Honestly, you could definitely imagine like Little Mix doing something like this, but I think Little Mix would probably somehow ruin it, because they just seem to do that with most of the songs they make. The lyrics are very silly, like some of the I'm so bad, I'm so bad. But it's playful, and most importantly, it's just fun enough to ignore. It's not really something you need to really focus on and pay attention to, and I don't think it's enough to really ruin the song. I also want to point out how bizarre that opening track is as well, where it just breaks down into this nightclub banger, this sweaty nightclub banger out of nowhere, and I just want to hear more of that and what they're going to do in the future. Like, if they just sung over those types of instrumentals, I think they could honestly create some really cool songs out of it. But luckily, the rest of what we get on this EP is good enough anyways. It's just good pop music. I think if you're a pop music fan, I don't see why you would listen to this and think it was terrible. Like I say, shake off your expectations, ignore the BTS army that's flooding all over social media, ignore all the stands, and just check it out for what it is, and I think you'll honestly take something away from it, because it is just good. And I'd say that's as much as I can really go into with this EP. It's really strong, I like it a lot, and yeah, people gotta look out for the Korean entertainment industry. There's some stiff competition. I feel like it's only becoming more clear that this side of the world is making a huge rise in entertainment after seeing a Korean film win Best Picture, which is honestly long overdue and deserved to win Best Picture long before it did in 2020, really. But yeah, pop music as well, really just tumbling through into the charts. It's just overthrowing some of the old household names. You know, BTS are pretty much bigger than someone like Justin Bieber is now. It's impressive to see how big things have gotten. And the music is pretty damn good as well, so I can't really complain. And yeah, check this out if you haven't already. If you have checked it out, definitely let me know what you think of this. If you don't like it or you do like it, I'd be grateful for you to leave a comment. Thank you for watching my review. Hopefully you have a good day, and goodbye.